Hello there. Welcome back to another We've Been Here video. As always, once a week, and I've been doing this since week 1. Fantasy football, start or bench, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. The point is, we're on to week 9, and stuff's getting interesting, as somehow fantasy football just always is a roller coaster of a ride. Injuries to players, players not performing, players overperforming, players doing what you thought, whole lot of things. But anyway, if you're new to this stuff and you have not been around, as you can see based off of the title, running backs and receivers. Also, we don't do the top 20 for running backs or receivers because if they're in the top 20, you're going to start them. Let's be honest, start your studs. So we go 21 to 40 for running backs. We go 21 through 50 for receivers, since receivers are more deep. And just to make sure we got all boxes crossed off and checked, I will say my 3 favorite starts of the week for ranks 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, and 41 through 50 for receivers. So, without further ado, let's go. Going on here, straight to 21. We got AJ Dillon. I'm going to go ahead and bench. I know that it's enticing because they're against the Detroit Lions offense, but that Packers offense looks horrible. They look terrible, so until further notice, I would like to avoid any Packers offense. David Montgomery, I actually think Khalil Herbert just looks flat out better than David Montgomery. I think a lot of people do, and I know I'm not the only one based off of what I've seen on some Reddit discussions. Yeah, you have to start one against Miami, right? Because honestly, you think that Chicago, if you haven't been following football, you think that Justin Fields sucks, and you think that Chicago sucks. Well, here's where you're wrong, buddy boy. Do they suck? Yes. Yes, they do. Does Justin Fields suck? No. Does Chicago's offense suck? No. The past 4 weeks, they've really flipped the switch, and they've got things going on a whole different direction. Justin Fields looks great as a runner. He panics too much, when the pocket collapses, and he tends to do things that are just stupid. But he's a young quarterback, and my God, when they actually start doing stuff as an offense built around Justin Fields, it's amazing what they can get done. A lot of more read options, a lot of more designed QB runs, basically forming that offense based off the quarterback, which every offense should do. And Justin Fields is really looking just better, flat out just better. And because of that, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert will get more touchdown opportunities. I guess you could start both of them as a low-end flex. And I say low-end just because David Montgomery is going to be touchdown dependent, and Khalil Herbert is dependent on if he even gets touches, because if he does, he's going to kill it. That guy's just good. He's just doing the most. And Miami's defense isn't great, so yeah. Both of those would be flexes for the week. Antonio Gibson, I think he's a decent flex, nothing more. He'll get you maybe in PPR solid 10 to 15 points, but just nothing more. Brian Robinson has the running part of that backfield down. Antonio Gibson's the change of pace. He does catching and running, and McKissick does all the catching that they need from third and longs. So it's just weird, but yeah, Antonio Gibson's not bad. Tyler Algier, pretty sure based off of watching a Falcons game, and how that name's pronounced, that it's Tyler Algier. Anyway, he doesn't look great, but he's getting opportunities, so I would say a flex, nothing more than that. Michael Carter, bench. Bench. Please don't start if you don't have to, because Buffalo is just so much better than New York, the Jets at least, and the Giants, but specifically they're playing the Jets. They're just so much better. Jets offense is horrible without Breece Hall. Zach Wilson looks terrible. He just looks horrible times a million. Terrible reads, terrible decisions. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. But yeah, until further notice, you can X out Jets offense. Kenyon Drake, if Gus Edwards does not play, all in on that Kenyon Drake train. If Gus Edwards does play, nah, don't start him. Chill out. Damian Harris, bench until further notice because Ramondre Stevenson has officially taken over. That guy's good. He can ball, he can catch, he can run, he can do it all. Isaiah Pacheco, you have to bench him unless you have to have some kind of flex. But yeah, you just don't know what you're getting from Chiefs backfield. What you know for sure is McKinnon's getting the passing work. Everything else is just a question mark. So yeah, him and Clyde, I'd like to bench. Benjamin, if James Conner sits, you can start, Darrell Henderson, bench. White, bench. Chuba, bench. Justice Hill, bench. Hines could be possibly a sneaky start. Possibly. They traded Zach Moss away, but they still have James Cook. And of course, they still have Singletary. It'd be interesting to see what they could do with Hines in some kind of passing role. Obviously, he was a passing role with the Indiana, but he just looks so much better than just that. James Robinson, bench. Jets offense, don't touch, please, for the love of God. Madison, bench. Deion Jackson, bench. So many benches on that back end of things, but dude, running backs is a wasteland. Anyway, my favorite 3 from 1 through 10. Austin Eckler, Daniel Jones. Yeah, okay. So you have to say Travis Etienne with the way he's playing, and they're going against the Raiders. Travis Etienne is just explosive as hell, and clearly Doug Peterson wants to get him all the touches he can. I would say start Austin Eckler against Atlanta would definitely be up there as top 3. And last but not least, yeah, you got to go Derrick Henry against KC, coming off a 200-yard rushing performance. Stiff arm, get him away. Boom, trucking all those defenders. Yeah, definitely got to roll with those 3. Oh, Ramondre Stevenson looks good there too. He could be 4, but top 3. I said top 3. 11 through 20, we are gonna go with Miles Sanders. DeAndre Swift. And Raheem Mostert, if healthy. Miles Sanders is just the most consistent name that you can get from 11 through 20 right now, especially since they're playing against the Texans, and he's just getting touchdowns a lot more than you'd ever imagined. I'm hesitant for these guys because they're just not playing up to par with their offenses. Foreman, I'd be hesitant because, he had a really solid week, but he doesn't look like a good runner. He looks really sluggish. Somehow he's making guys just not tackle him. I don't understand it. If you watch the game, you could see it. He doesn't pass the eye test at all. He just looks so sluggish. It's crazy. Yeah, so against New England D, I'm not confident. Sorry, against Cincinnati D, I know they're not spectacular or anything, and they just got destroyed by Nick Chubb, but that's Nick Chubb, man. That's Nick Chubb. Moving down, Swift. It's such a head scratcher because when this guy's healthy, he looks amazing. But when is he healthy? When? I'd like to believe he's healthy now, and if he's on the field, he's gonna do great things. He said though he expects his role to increase as the weeks go on. And Dan Campbell said he's doing a little better this week, which he's been saying for the past forever. So geez. And Raheem Mostert, because Jeff Wilson just got there. I don't expect him to have such a big load. And I think Chicago game will be actually a pretty decently high scoring game because Chicago's offense is underrated, as I alluded to in that running back rankings discussion of Dave Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. Anyway, Jamal Williams. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, no, I named the top 3. God, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. It's the morning, guys. I'm tired. Anyway, 21 through 30. I would say Kenyon Drake if Gus Edwards doesn't play. And then these 2, I guess, because I just don't have any confidence in anyone else. When I say these 2, I mean Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. Yeah, I don't have much confidence in literally anyone on this list. Oh, that's gross. Running backs is such a wasteland. 31 through 40, we're gonna go Brian Robinson for touchdown dependency, and he actually is gonna get that opportunity. Benjamin if James Conner's out. And Nyheim Hines, because why not? I don't know. There's running backs is just so bare bones, dude. You shouldn't be starting any of those guys. Anyway, moving on to receiver, the less bare bones position. We got in 21 Christian Kirk. I would say start. Vegas defense is just not good, and Christian Kirk is still part of an offense that's good enough to get him going. Michael Pittman Jr. Actually, Tyler Boyd, I would start. I know Bengals offense looked anemic beyond belief, but Carolina's D isn't good, and Tyler Boyd at least got a touchdown, so Joe Burrow will be looking at him in the end zone. Michael Pittman Jr., you have to start because he got so many targets and catches, but against New England D, it doesn't bode a lot of confidence for me personally. Devonta Smith, start. Houston Texans are just not good. Jacoby Myers, low end flex play. I think that's going to be more of a low scoring game. I just don't have a lot of confidence. Joshua Palmer is a risky play, especially against Atlanta. I would say start, but it could really flop. He's definitely a boomer bust kind of option. Curtis Samuel, low end flex play. Rondale Moore, really low end flex play, just because Seattle D has been pretty decent. They have not been abysmal at all. Seattle as a whole has just been a big surprise. Geno Smith, we wrote him off, but he didn't write back, so yeah. Romeo Doubs, I don't think he's just not very good at all. I know he made a phenomenal catch, but my guy had 2 catches that game and 26 yards. Let's not let the catch overshadow the rest of the performance. Adam Thielen, decent flex play. I always think this guy's underrated, but Minnesota is actually solid this year, and people have realized Justin Jefferson is really good, so let's cover him. Who does that leave open? Mr. Thielen himself. Brandon Cooks, I don't think he's gonna play this week, based off of the whole him wanting to get traded, didn't get traded thing. I wouldn't start him even if he did play. Based off all that off-field trauma, Garrett Wilson, don't start a Jet. Darnell Mooney. So weird, because even though Justin Fields is playing better, it's not showing for these receivers. But if you need a low end flex, I don't see why not. I just think that'll be, again, a pretty decently high scoring game. Devin Duvernay is not a bad start with what's his face? With Rashad Bateman out. Allen Robinson, I would say, is a decent start. His role is just picking up. Drake London, I would bench. Robert Woods, bench. Yeah, I mean, if Tannehill comes back, this might be better, especially against KC, but I think Tennessee's gonna have to play really smart and run the ball and kill clock and not give the ball to Patrick Mahomes, limit his opportunities, avoid 4 and outs. Seriously, their game plan is gonna be run the ball, and then if they do throw it, short passes, let's kill clock. Do not give the ball to Patrick Mahomes. Limit their possessions, and y'all will be fine. Therefore, yeah, I'm going to bench Robert Woods for that. Anyway, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. This guy is definitely Mr. Inconsistent because of, Patrick Mahomes said it in the beginning of the year. It's a different guy every week. So because of that, start any cheese receiver at your own risk. I think the best one of the bunch is probably going to be Juju, because I feel like he's going to get more consistent attention. But KC's receiving corpse is just weird. Travis Kelce or nothing. Matt Collins, bench. Alec Pierce, bench. Nicole Hardman, touchdown dependent, as you've seen if you just look at his game log. Touchdown dependent. But he's getting touchdowns, so maybe a risky flex play. Josh Reynolds, bench. McKenzie, bench. So many benches. Really all these guys except Demarcus Robinson. Terrace Marshall might not be bad, I guess, if you expect a high scoring game, but nah. Demarcus Robinson isn't bad though, because Bateman's out. Paris Campbell is not bad. They're clearly looking his way in terms of trying to create opportunities for him based off of the last game. With as bad as their offense was, he still had 60 plus yards total, so not bad. Anyway, our favorite from 1 through 10, 11 through 20, and so on and so forth. Our favorite will be Tyreek Hill. AJ Brown. And you know what? Stephon Diggs is going to get the Sauce Gardner treatment. That's kind of going to be interesting. That's going to be really interesting to watch. I'm actually really excited for that. And we're going to go Justin Jefferson. So those will be the top 3. Cooper Kupp. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He is never going to be in the top 3 because he is always going to be number 1 if I had to be honest and rank him. I know right now he's ranked 5. Cooper Kupp's floor is just so small. His floor is 16, 17 PPR points, guys. That's his floor. That's his worst. And he's playing hurt. Yeah. Always going to be number 1. Anyway, 11 through 20. We're going to start Chris Olave. Gabe Davis. And DJ Moore. And my reasoning being Baltimore's defense isn't good. Chris Olave is good. pretty self-explanatory. Mike Evans is going to get guarded by Jalen Ramsey. That's going to be very physical. Plus Bucks. Darrow anyway is struggling. DK Metcalf. I don't know. I just think he's too inconsistent to be like saying, oh, he's my top 3 favorite. Chris Godwin. Well, their offense sucks. So, yeah. It's been really rough, dude. It's watching Tom Brady this year has been like, what? DJ Moore. His load has been drastically increasing since PJ Walker's come along. Looks pretty solid out there. Obviously made an impressive catch, followed by a not so much impressive decision. But even then. And then Gabe Davis, because I think Stephon Diggs is going to get the Sauce Gardner treatment. Obviously not to the extent where Sauce is shutting him down because Stephon Diggs is too good, but to where it creates a lot of looks for the other guy, Gabe Davis. I'm not saying Juju just because I think that this game is going to be serious game clock management by Tennessee and limited possessions for Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, sorry Juju. 21 through 30, we are going to say Devonta Smith, Christian Kirk, and so much inconsistency, and Michael Pittman Jr. for volume alone. But God, that is just not ideal against Patriots defense. Is so not ideal, but the volume is there. 31 through 40, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, I guess. Oh God, what are we doing here? Darnell Mooney and Devin Duvernay. I'm probably the most confident in Allen Robinson there, though. 41 through 50, we're gonna definitely go Mecole Hardman, Paris Campbell, and damn, what is this? And Mecole Hardman, Paris Campbell, and I guess Demarcus Robinson. Not ideal names, but if you really need flex plays and you're desperate, those are the guys I would do. Yeah, we're in week 9. Stuff is happening. Players are impressing, players are not impressing. How's your team doing? Hopefully great, hopefully fine. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. Other than that, appreciate y'all for watching. This is Ollie Been Different. We've been different. And we out.